everyone, my name is Catherine and I wanted to do a favorites video today. And by the way, don't mind my dog in the corner. She's having fun with her favorite toy. I kind of wanted to break this up into sections. I wanted the first one to be about skincare, the second one to be about books, third one to be about clothes, and the last one to be about movies / TV shows. The first thing is skincare. I've struggled with hormonal acne and just acne in general for many years now, ever since I was in high school. I will say I didn't have it as bad as a lot of people, but it definitely did play a big part in my life and altered with my confidence and all of that, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate with that. But I have a skincare right now that I really do love, and my skin has been clear. I hope I don't jinx it, like knock on wood. But I've been having a skincare routine along with going to the dermatologist. My dermatologist recommended CeraVe. It is a foaming facial cleanser and I get the value size. It's about, I want to say $15, and it lasts me like 2 months, I would say. And I wash my face twice a day. I use a good amount. I don't try to like savor it. I use a lot, and it's available in pretty much every, at least in the US, every drugstore that I've seen. And I just love this one. It is specifically for normal to oily skin. And I just love the CeraVe products in general. I've used their nighttime cream, daytime cream, and all that. I'm not currently using those products, but I also do recommend those. Speaking of sunscreen, my dermatologist recommends this brand EltaMD. And this has been a favorite sunscreen of mine. It's very light, it's very moisturizing, and I just really love this one. It has SPF 40, so I feel like a lot of people don't tend to wear sunscreen if it's not sunny, if they're not going to be outside all day, which is definitely me. I went to the dermatologist recently and they were like, you have to wear sunscreen every day, and I already knew that, but just them drilling it into me again, I got this that they carried in their clinic. And I don't know where you could exactly get it, but I'm sure online you could find it. And I just love how light it is. It's great for every single day, so I love that. For the moisturizer, I've been into the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream, and it's a big tub like this, and it's super light. I just love light, non-thick, especially in the daytime. This to me just feels so luxurious. It's a 24-hour daily lightweight hydrating formula for healthy looking skin. Another item I like is actually something that's prescribed to me, so I know you can't just get this anywhere, but if you go to a dermatologist, it's actually a rather common, I believe, item that's prescribed. It's this clindamycin phosphate topical lotion. It's a small can, and honestly it is expensive without insurance. I will say that. I found out how much it costs without insurance. Thankfully my insurance covers this. It's just been great. I've been using this along with everything else, and my skin's been really clear, and my dermatologist even said actually use this twice a day, not just at night, which I was doing. But I really do love this, and part of me is like scared if I stop using this will my skin and acne come back. I don't know, so I just keep using this because it's a lotion, you can use it all the time. And yes, I love that guy. But my dermatologist actually recently recommended these guys. It is this duo set from Skin Better. I like this because I actually recently found out how good vitamin C and retinol is for you. Retinol is good for acne, but it's also good for preventing wrinkles and keeping like a good, I guess, texture to your skin. And then vitamin C is also just great for skin. And this isn't a duo because it is a day and night one. So this one with the gold is the daytime, and then this one's the nighttime one, because the nighttime one, it has, I think, the retinol in it, which is something that really shouldn't be, when your skin has retinol put on it, it shouldn't be exposed to the sun soon after. You want it to like seep in, and so that's why it's a nighttime cream. You know, you don't have to necessarily go out and get like something that's at a dermatologist's office. If you just want to use something with vitamin C during the day and then use a retinol at night, I think that's essentially the same thing. So I don't think you necessarily have to get these specific products. And this is my last skincare favorite. It is this, it's called the Foreo, F-O-R-E-O, and it's this kind of silicone style face brush, and it has these little bristles. They're very small, and I used to use the Clarisonic all the time, but you'd have to change the brush heads, and I try to be as sustainable as possible. It can be hard, but I feel like this is more, don't mind my dog scratching, but I feel like this is a bit more sustainable, and I love the silicone feel. And you do charge it, but honestly I charge this thing like every couple of months. It goes so long without needing a charge. So what I do, I just use this at night because my skin's sensitive and I don't want to use something abrasive twice a day. I just use it at night because also that's when I'm trying to get like makeup and more stuff off of my face, so that's when I want to have a more heavier cleanse. So I just use about 1 or 2 pumps of this on here, and then I just brush it on my face, and it has a timer on it and all of that, and I just feel like I get a really good and deep clean with this, so I do love this. Now for the next section is my favorite books. One thing I got for Christmas, which honestly is probably the gift I've been using the most of, and that is my Kindle. So I've been one of those people that's been hesitant to have a Kindle because I was like, I love the feeling of a real book. I don't want to look at like a screen, you know, we already look at so many screens, and I love looking at, like, here's an example of an actual book. Like, I just love, you know, the look of a regular book. It just feels so nice to have it in your hands, to actually like turn the pages. But I was looking at somebody else on YouTube and she was saying like that's not a good excuse. Like, the Kindle is just, it's so convenient because you can carry it anywhere with you, and it's so travel friendly, and you don't like accumulate all these books and then have, you know, just so many books taking up space in your, you know, your house or place or whatever. And it's more sustainable, which I'm big on. On the Kindle, you have to still buy the books, but they're usually like half the price of what they would be in person. So I really do love the Kindle, and it's in black and white. Basically it looks like this. They really try and make it look like an actual book. And one nice thing about it is, yeah, you can have the brightness on, so when you're in the dark, because I love reading before bed, you know, you can just have the Kindle on and not have to worry about the light. But then you could also turn the brightness completely off and it looks just like a regular book. I've already read a full book, and I've had this for less than a week, or about a week, which is crazy. So I'm really actually happy that with my Kindle and that I finally got one. So as for the books that I'm actually loving, I just read the book November 9th, this one right here, and it's by Colleen Hoover. I really recommend that book. That book was really fun to read. It's definitely like a romantic fiction book. It is about basically a girl that's about to move cross country, and the day that she moves, she meets this guy, and basically she's 18 and her mom tells her that you shouldn't fall in love and have your life consumed by a guy between 18 and 23 because those are your prime, like, learning about yourself growing years. And she basically tells this guy, how about we meet every single November 9th up until I'm 23. It's basically just about these two people meeting once a year, and they don't talk to each other at all in between. It's pretty interesting. There's some plot twists I didn't see coming, and I really did read that book quite quickly. Another book that I loved, this was before I got my Kindle because I just got it for Christmas, is The Light We Lost. A girl and a guy who meet as seniors at Columbia University, and then basically it's just kind of like love at first sight and all of that, but they were seniors and their lives, basically their careers, take them into different directions. He goes abroad because he's a photojournalist, and she stays in New York, and it's about, you know, them continuing their lives but then seeing each other here and there, and it's just kind of a roller coaster. So I do also really recommend this book. I do love that one. The next one is One by One. This one is more of a thriller, and I love Ruth Ware. I really liked the Woman in Cabin 10 book. I love like romance books, but I also love thriller books, and this one is about like a company party that go to a cabin in like the mountains, and then this huge avalanche happens and they're stuck in this kind of lodge, and they find out one of the employees was murdered, and they know everyone in this house, basically. Like, it's one of them. They know one of the people, that one of the two employees that work at the lodge or someone from the company murdered this person, and so they're freaking out because they're stuck at this cabin or this lodge and one of them's a murderer. Disappearing Earth is another interesting book. It's about two girls that got kidnapped in Kamchatka, which is a peninsula in eastern Russia. I initially was drawn to it because I am Russian, but I also love thriller books. So it's about just a small town freaking out because these two girls are missing, and it's kind of like, because it's a peninsula, there's only one way to go, it's north, and they're just confused about how someone could get away with it and no one noticed. And then the last one is, this is a bit more niche maybe I would say, but it's called A Fragile Earth, and I'm still reading this. It's a thick book, so it's taking me a while, but this is about just climate change. I just kind of want to know more about the topic of climate change because it's easy to have opinions and all of that, but I just kind of wanted to get more informed about it. And it also just talks about like the start of just humans realizing about climate change. Like it starts in the 80s, I think it was, talking about it, and even earlier. So I find this also very interesting. The next thing is clothes. Now I didn't want to get too in depth about clothes, but I wanted to talk about a service that I've been really into lately. It's only my second month doing it, but basically I have the box here, but it is huge. It is Nuuly. I opened it already. This is what it looks like. It's a clothing rental company, and I was somebody that was always hesitant about renting clothes. I just love trying new clothes and all of that, but I didn't want to just beat up my closet with constantly new stuff. And this is also quite sustainable. So basically, some of my favorite stores are Anthropologie and Free People, and it also has Urban Outfitters and all of that, because I think Nuuly is owned by like, I think all those stores are owned by the same big company, and that big company also owns Nuuly. And so basically you pay a certain fee every month and you pick 6 clothing items, any 6. And so I have a bunch of clothes, and because I love sweaters, I basically just have coats and sweaters in here. So I have like this one, it's like a coat that's olive green and it has black stars. And then I have this like pink kind of fuzzy coat. I have this floral one. Like these are all coats and jackets and sweaters. Would take up so much space in my closet and would cost me a good amount of money if I bought all of them, but for just a small fraction of that price, I can just rent them for the month and then try a new set of clothes. So it's been really fun, and that's something I definitely was thinking about and hesitant about, and then I finally just kind of took the bullet and rented it. The last section I'm gonna make so quick. It's TV and it's movies. So recently I got a Disney Plus account, and it's been actually really fun to go back and watch old movies that I've been obsessed with. Like yesterday I watched Ice Princess and I watched Freaky Friday. The day before that I watched Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. It's just really interesting to watch these old Disney Channel or Disney-esque movies that I haven't seen since I was like 12 or younger, and see it with a new perspective and see how weird the outfits were. Another TV show specifically that I've been loving is 90 Day Fiancé. That's on Hulu. I just love certain reality TV shows, and it's just been really interesting to watch that show. I recently finished a whole season of 90 Day Fiancé, and those episodes are long. They're like an hour and a half practically for like an episode, so that's been really fun. I've been really liking that, and there's a bunch more seasons on Hulu, so I'm gonna have to pick a new season to start soon. And then another Hulu show I've been liking is A Teacher, which is a little scandalous because it is about a teacher who has a special relationship with a student, and then everyone finds out and it gets crazy. So I also recommend that show. I've been loving the tradition where with my friend who was staying with me, we basically watched a Christmas movie a night leading up to, not even Christmas, but to New Year's. So I was able to watch like Home Alone, Home Alone 2, Elf, Unaccompanied Minors, which is a underrated Christmas movie. If you have not seen Unaccompanied Minors, highly recommend. It's so funny. That's been my recommended favorites, and I hope you enjoyed them. But I love watching these types of videos, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. And yeah, thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.